2K Sports pregame show.
We have started the big countdown, and the hour is almost here. But before we celebrate at midnight, we welcome you to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is very exciting.
Yes.
Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Golden State Warriors. A good roll continuing right now for the Warriors. Nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. And one of the dynamic players we'll be seeing tonight is Draymond Green, so instrumental in the Warriors' championship run in 15. Shaq, he's a guy who can do it all on both ends of the floor.
He got great speed, strong enough to guard any position from the 1 through the 5. He has great defensive instincts. That's why he got second.
Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. A battle in the Western Conference. This Houston crowd hoping to watch their Rockets come out on top. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, they just caught a team, Kevin, that was in a zone, and they didn't have the manpower defensively to disrupt them.
Hey, zone or no zone, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed. I mean, they never strung together any stops like they needed to.
Now Golden State's starting 5. Barnes and Green are the forward set. Curry is out there with Barbosa, and it's Azili in at center. Last season for James Harden was easily his best yet. Finished second in the MVP race. Put up huge numbers with career highs in points per game scoring. Greg at more than 27 a game.
And also carried that Rockets team that dealt with a plethora of injuries, mainly to Dwight Howard. And second in the league in scoring, I mean, narrowly losing out to Russell Westbrook, who just went on a tremendous tear the second half of the season. And then also finished runner-up in the MVP race.
Tips it up. It's good on the putback.
Well, I'm impressed with the determination he showed right there, getting himself in a good position under the glass. Did his work early there.
Yeah, with the presence of mind, know just where the rebound was going to go to.
And then also just the niftiness with that tip in, just a quick touch, again, before the defense knows what hit him.
And for Harden coming in second in the MVP race, he had a lot of first-place votes, and nobody knew if he or Curry would win the award. In most other seasons, he would have won the MVP.
And that one's good. Beverly.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Warriors have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Curry outside. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
And for Harden last year, he could have easily have won the MVP, probably would have in other seasons. His big talking point for the award was how he carried the Rockets on his back. And he might have been the most valuable player to his team with the performances he had last year.
Took him no time at all on that one. Curry's got his first 3 points of the game.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Harden the pass to Beasley. It's Ariza on the wing. Beasley the screen. Ariza goes in. And for Trevor Ariza, almost exclusively a perimeter player on the offense last year. New scheme, Greg, new teammates, big adjustment.
Yeah, the Rockets having Dwight Howard camping out in the lane and James Harden needing space for dribble drives. Not much room to operate inside for Ariza.
But they do like his defense, and we know he can hit the 3. It's a pretty valuable commodity for him.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Now the Warriors moving it up. Here's Curry. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Curry's got 5 points so far. Rockets leading by 3. Lets it go from 14. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. 6 points for Howard.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety. Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
The three. And it's Beverly missing.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And that one's good. 8 points for Howard.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start?
Yeah, he's setting himself up to be their go-to guy today.
And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Houston making some changes. Capella's checked in. And it's Moniunas in for Michael Beasley. Different look here for the Warriors. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Festus Ezeli. Spates comes in for Green. Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Barnes. And Ian Clark subbed in for Leandro Barbosa.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but we wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
Now here's Harden. He had 28 points in the win against Atlanta.
Boy, was he physical. I mean, in that game, just drawing a lot of contact and getting himself to the line over and over.
Now here's Curry. After Moniunas' miss, got that bucket in no time at all. And that's now 9 points for Steph Curry. And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
It's Harden with the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup. Brewers got his first points of the night.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
What an advantage he brings to this offense, guys. I mean, being able to drain the 3-ball, that really can spread a defense and extend the defense as well.
Now here's Harden. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
How about him there, just bodying him up to make him alter the trajectory on that shot?
Definitely some very sound defense played on that trip.
Here is Harden. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the float.
And Varejao kicks to Rush. Now the dish to Clark. Some nice passing by Golden State here. It's Curry. That time on the assist from Spates. 12 points for Steph Curry.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Harden gets the bucket.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
The tray. The back. And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Warriors trail by 6. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Rockets, Ariza and Jones at the small and power forward. Brewer is out there with Harden. And it's Howard in at the 5 spot. Jones, no luck.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
Here's Curry. James Harden picking up that last basket. Curry dishes to Spates. The 3-ball. Curry can't get it to go. For the Houston Rockets, they won their last contest in that game against the Atlanta Hawks.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and show you the teams that have shot the lights out during the last month. Second, the Warriors.
Yeah, Kevin, it's been a long month for anybody who plays these guys. I mean, they've been shooting the lights out, and it's been game after game after game.
Warriors trail by 6. Here's Barbosa. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Brewer's shot is off. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against Dallas.
I mean, no stress in that one. The game almost looked like a shoot-around for them. I mean, amazing at how well they shot the basketball.
And even more impressive, Greg, considering it was on the road. I mean, it's rare that you see a team get that hot away from home.
Jones, no luck. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Houston. Beasley comes in for Trevor Ariza. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Golden State. Harrison Barnes comes in for Curry. Warriors trail by 4.
And guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
Now here's Harden. He has 6. Kicks it out to Beasley. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The Warriors have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost plus 15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they wanted.
Pass to Beasley. On the wing, Brewer. Smith sets the pick for Brewer. Harden outside. Puts up a 3. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
And the second player taken in the 2008 draft, Michael Beasley out of Kansas State, has been the ultimate wild card. Incredibly high expectations for him. At one time, he was the best high school player in the country. But now, you know, Greg, in his 8th season, he's bounced around a little bit. You wonder if he will ever fulfill that great potential.
You know, you could argue he's the best player in college that 1 year at Kansas State. I mean, unstoppable scorer and rebounder on the collegiate level. And he's shown flashes, but that's the one thing about this level. So much of the game is mental. And not everybody's equipped to handle the responsibility of being a great player.
Excellent point. Here's Beverly following the score by Golden State. No good on the triple. Clark kicks to Barbosa. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Now it's just a 3-point Rocket lead.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
And thinking about Michael Beasley's career now, he did have a breakout season in 10 and 11 with the Timberwolves. It was enough to land him a 3-year, $18 million contract with the Suns a couple of years ago. Arrow seemed to be pointing up, but then things headed south quickly.
Barnes passes to Ezeli. Misses from short range.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Beverly wide open.